Finally, I'd like to finish with some informations on energy-related partnerships under Cluster 5. We told you before about co-program partnerships. That was the Build for People partnership in Destination 4 and the But for EU in Destination 2. And these are public-private partnerships between the European Commission and normally private associations, private European associations, and they signed a memorandum of understanding and are willing to work on the same research innovation goals and targets in the specific technology areas. And the funding opportunities, the calls out of this co-program partnerships are included in the regulatory work program of Cluster 5, as you saw it before, and as Priska and I told you before, with the topics on batteries and the topics on buildings from the Build for People partnership. There are two additional partnership types. First, the co-finance or co-funded partnership. And there we have two in the field of energy. It's the Clean Energy Transition Partnership and the Driving Europe to a Sustainable Future Partnership. And this is finally complemented by a third partnership type. It's institutionalized partnerships. These are again public-private partnerships, and here energy-related under Cluster 5 is the clean hydrogen partnerships. And special in these partnerships is they published and developed individual calls in own work programs. So you will not find the funding opportunities from these partnerships in the regulatory work program of Cluster 5, but in individual work programs of these partnerships. I will give you some information on the one co-finance partnerships, the Clean Energy Transition Partnership. Co-finance means it's a public-public partnership between the European Commission and national authorities. It means program owners who are able to give national funding budget to the partnerships, and this national funding budget is be complemented and top up by the European Commission. So this means co-financed. So here the CTP is a transnational initiative for clean energy. It's a partnership of more than 30 countries, member states and associated countries, and also international partners. And the partnership aims to empower the clean energy transition and contribute to the European Union's goals of becoming the first climate neutral continent by 2050. And what they do, they define different research innovation targets and published annual joint calls in the different renewable energy, in the energy systems, and also in the energy demand side technology areas. In Germany, it's comparable with the funding priorities from the 7th or 8th energy research program, so the national energy funding program of Germany. The total budget from 2021 to 2027 of these partnerships is around about 720 million euros, whereas 510 million comes from the member states and associated countries. So means this is national funding budget, and this is complemented by additional 210 million euros by the European Commission. Currently, there's no call open. The next joint call will be published in autumn 2024. So every year till 2027, one joint call out of this partnership will be published. And in Germany, you have 3 possibilities to apply. You can apply on national level via the federal government, so the Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action. If you're an entity from North Rhine-Westphalia, you can apply also in North Rhine-Westphalia, in Mwike, and if you are located in Saxony, you can also apply locally in Saxony. So these three entities, the federal government, North Rhine-Westphalia and Saxony, are part of the partnership and give national funding money to this partnership. So here, heads up for the upcoming call then in autumn. This year, you will not find this call in the regulatory work program of Cluster 5. This will be a separate application. Coming to the institutionalized partnership Clean Hydrogen. This partnership is the successor to the partnership Fuel Cells and Hydrogen Joint Undertaking since the end of 2021. Here, for the institutionalized partnerships, there's the legal basis, the Single Basic Act. It's all the same legal basis for all institutionalized partnerships under Horizon Europe. And as I told you, it's a public-private partnerships. Here, the public member are the European Commission, represented through DG RTD, DG ANA, and DG MOVE. And the private side of the partnerships are two associations, two European associations, Hydrogen Europe, it's an industry association, and Hydrogen Europe Research, it's a research association on hydrogen, both located with a headquarter in Brussels. The total budget of the partnership for the lifetime of the partnership is 1 billion from the European Commission, and this will be complemented at least by 1 billion from the private side. This means we have close to 1 billion from the public side for directly for funding, for calls, and this will be complemented from the private members with in-kind contribution. And in-kind contribution are in-kind contribution direct to the topics. If members of the Hydrogen Europe or Hydrogen Europe Research are part of a consortium in a project, or contributions to the overarching goals of the partnerships via additional activities outside of the funding program. The overall objectives of the partnerships is the improvement of the cost effectiveness, reliability, quantity, and quality of clean hydrogen solutions to enable more efficient and cheaper hydrogen electrolyzer and more cost-effective transport and industrial applications, to accelerate the development of the European value chain for clean hydrogen technologies, and of course, contribute to the achievements of the objectives of the European hydrogen strategy. Currently, here, a call for proposal, this year's call of proposal is open. It has a total budget of 130.5 million euro. The publication date was on the 17th of January, and the deadline is on the 17th April. So here you see, and this is really tough, the partnership published every year a work program call, and this will normally be published in January, and they have always a deadline 3 months, maybe a bit more, but in general 3 months later. So if you have no clue beforehand on the upcoming call, you have just 3 months to find the right topic, to build up a consortium, to draft a proposal, and to apply for funding. And this is really really ambitious and pretty tough to realize this without any knowledge before. So here, my recommendation is, of course, to get in touch with the private associations to look for members in these areas to get informations beforehand, before the publications on the upcoming calls. Otherwise, it's not realistic to be successful with your proposals if you don't have any background informations beforehand. So this is really important to know here in this partnership. The partnership considers the whole value chain of hydrogen technologies, starting with renewable hydrogen production. In the current call, we have 5 topics on this. Then the infrastructure on hydrogen, meaning hydrogen storage and distribution, there are additional 5 topics. Then the end use of hydrogen, and this divided in the sectors for mobile applications, so transport, and for heat and power. And finally, all is complemented by overarching and cross-cutting issues and the important topics on hydrogen valleys. In the following, I will just give you a brief overview. Here are the titles of the topics. You see 20 topics. I have no time to go more in detail, and of course the deadline is pretty close. So either you're already familiar with this, or it's really ambitious to start now from the scratch. But here to get an idea, for the hydrogen production, there are this time 5 topics for research innovation actions, and they're all on electrolysis. So there's no topic on alternative routes of hydrogen production as photocatalytical or photochemical processes, only topics concerning electrolyzer technologies. And one specialty here on this call, all topics are should be implemented via the lump sum finance model. And in the presentation after mine, you will get some information what means lump sum cost, this lump sum cost model. For the hydrogen storage and distribution, there are additional 5 topics: 2 research innovation action and 3 innovation actions. Here we have the field of underground hydrogen storage. We have novel large-scale above ground storage. Here, above ground storage directly built up in close to chemical or industry applications which use hydrogen. The demonstration of hydrogen purification and separation systems, the demonstration of innovative solutions for high capacity, reliability, flexibility, and sustainability, hydrogen compression technologies, and finally, the demonstration and deployment of hydrogen refueling stations, combining road and airport, railway, and harbor applications. So a multi-purpose use for the hydrogen refueling stations. In the field of the end users, in the area of transport applications, there are 4 topics, 3 research innovation actions, 1 innovation actions. Here the focus is in general of for components and architectures and operation strategies for PEM fuel cell systems, and the scaling up of plants for efficient high power heavy duty applications. And then 2 topics directly focused on maritime applications, the next generation for onboard storage solution for hydrogen powered maritime applications, and the demonstration of hydrogen fuel cell powered inland or short sea shipping. In the area of the transport application, the focus is on building blocks or on road transport, rail transport, maritime or aviation. And here in this year's call, it's only the maritime applications. But there is a strong cooperation between the Clean Hydrogen Partnership and the Clean Aviation Partnership. The Clean Aviation Partnership is also institutionalized partnerships, and they signed a memorandum of understanding, and they try to publish joint calls. And maybe in the work program of the Clean Aviation, there could be propulsion systems, drive systems for planes using hydrogen. So you can, if you're into this, you should look up in the work program of the Clean Aviation Partnership. Coming to the use in clean heat and power, there are additional 2 topics: portable fuel cells for backup power during natural disasters to power critical infrastructure. It's an innovation action, and the improved characterization, prediction, and optimization of flame stabilization as research and innovation action. 2 topics in the area of cross-cutting issues. It's first one is the coordination support action, guidelines for sustainable by design systems across hydrogen value chain, and 1 research and innovation actions, the development of non-fluorinated components for fuel cells and electrolyzers. And finally, there are 2 topics, the hydrogen valleys, and this topics, if you are into hydrogen and you're a little bit familiar with the activities of the Clean Hydrogen Partnership, they are well known so far because they are republished every year. It's a large-scale topic on hydrogen valleys and small-scale topics on hydrogen valleys, both innovation actions, and both are flagship projects here. Ecosystem of the whole hydrogen value chain should be demonstrated in a geographical defined region. And flagship projects are demonstration projects that are expected to have a significant impact on accelerating the transition to a hydrogen economy. And if successful, they should enter the market introduction phase and can be replicated on a large scale or on a commercial basis. And specific characteristic, for instance, for such project is a high overall budget to achieve the volume and scale, and therefore a limited funding and high co-financing required. So here you see for the large scale hydrogen valley, you get just a top up budget of 20 million funding by the partnership, but the whole project volume, the whole project budget will be definitely a lot higher. So this would be only a funding rate of round about, let's say, 20 to 50%, depending what exactly you do. So that means you need, of course, a huge private investment, or you use other funding sources and opportunities. And so synergies with other funding and finance sources are highly recommended here. And for hydrogen topics and hydrogen valley, for hydrogen valley topics and hydrogen valley activities, the European Commission gives additional 60 million euros in this year's call out from the REPowerEU budget with the aim to increase the number of hydrogen valleys across Europe. So you see there is, especially for hydrogen valley activities, a top-up budget because this is of a high strategic priority of the European Commission, this type of projects. One final overview of the call was a special. It's a partnership under Horizon Europe, so means the rules of Horizon Europe apply, as well as some additional requirements. And here for this year's call, there's the additional requirements for innovation actions. There you have for all innovation actions a maximum funding contribution per topic. Means if you apply for funding and you request more than the named funding amount, you will be not eligible for funding. So if in the proposal it is said maximum contribution of 10 million euros, and in your proposal you're asking for 10 million and 10 euros, you are not eligible for funding. So be clear with this. At least one member of Hydrogen Europe and Hydrogen Europe Research must be represented in the consortiums in innovation actions, and the page limit for the application is set a little bit higher to 70 pages. As I told you before, funding according to the lump sum procedure for all topics here, and for the Hydrogen Valley topics, they award the seal of excellence. I will go deeper in detail what that means, but for you to keep it in mind if you're interested in this ones. And of course, expectations and special requirements and notes can be found in the topic descriptions and general parts of the annual work plan. So please go in the Funding and Tenders Opportunities portal or go on the website of the Clean Hydrogen Partnerships and download the work program and get into it. And with this said, I'd like to give you finally an overview of useful links if you get the presentation afterwards, and I'm happy to be here for questions, so feel free.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Serowy, and of course also Mrs. Sonntag, for your great and really informative presentation.